Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the video. Today we're going to be talking about ways to play World of Warcraft. And I don't mean meta or gameplay, I mean hardware options. This video is supposed to serve as a bit of a, breakdown on all the different ways to play. It'll give you, the viewer, different ideas of how you can play this game. Obviously there's going to be a certain way that everyone's used to, the modern setup, but I'm going to provide a few different other options that you might not know of that are really fun and can maybe enhance your gameplay. So, without further ado, let's dive into it. The modern setup. So this is going to be the setup that just about everybody is used to. A gaming laptop, a gaming desktop, MacBook, keyboard, mouse, your monitors. This is going to be the easiest to get into. It's going to have the best quality in terms of resolution and picture quality, and then compatibility. It's going to be the easiest to get into, plug everything in, and bam, there you go. It's designed to be, how everything is supposed to run. You plug your keyboard, mouse, and monitor into your computer, you're good to go. The games are designed around a 16:9 or an ultra-wide setup, so it's going to have probably the best results for the majority of people. But I'm going to give a couple other options just to see, what you would like more. The old school setup. So the old school setup is something I've been into quite a bit recently. I've been collecting CRT monitors, and I think the vibes, the nostalgia, the input latency and resolution are kind of what goes into my thought process in picking these things up and playing on them. There's some cool tech benefits from using a CRT monitor. They have no input latency, they have very little lag, and the motion is really fluid. The 4:3 aspect ratio I actually like because I'm focused on what's in front of me. I'm not worried about my peripheral vision like with an ultra-wide monitor. This could be a bit of a downside in case you're doing like a raid or a PvP setup and you want to see as much as possible, but I actually like it for just casual gameplay. The handheld setup. So this is going to be the newest setup in the foray of gaming setups. So the Steam Deck, the Legion Go, the ROG Ally, these are all really great devices, and it's crazy how far PC gaming has come that we can play pretty big titles in the palm of our hand. So these are the most convenient, the most casual, and you can take them on the go. You can play on a train, on a plane, in bed, on the toilet, whatever you want. And I think that kind of ease of, playing is extremely beneficial, especially when we're all super busy. Sometimes you don't want to go on your gaming desktop or your laptop and set it all up and hop in. But this gives you a really nice, easy way to play, and you can kind of play carefree and casually. And the console port add-on has been really awesome for this. So console port is an add-on that reskins the entire UI and all the controls to work on a controller. You can use an Xbox controller, Steam Deck, a Legion Go. It's pretty awesome. So I'd say this is going to be a really good setup for really casual gamers who might not have a lot of time on their hands to game. So the pros and cons of everything. So this is where I'm just going to kind of talk about each option. My pros might be your cons, my cons might be your pros, so everyone's different, but this is just kind of my thoughts on each category. So modern. I think this is going to be the best setup for a majority of people. It's the most accessible. You can, pick 16:9 monitors, so you can do ultra-wide monitors. You have a slew of different keyboard options, mouse options. It's going to be the easiest and best to get into, and you're not going to have any issues running the game. So the cons to this, I'd say, is it's going to be the most expensive option. Modern OLED, modern 4K, all these types of monitors are pretty expensive. Now you don't have to get the best of the best for the craziest stuff. Cheap stuff has gotten really good lately. I'm using a 1080p Samsung monitor that was $150, does 180 frames. It's a really good time. It's perfect for modern gaming. So old school, the pros are definitely going to be nostalgia. It's kind of a vibe to play on like a CRT setup. The tech specs that I talked about earlier, the fact that you can do all sorts of different resolutions and the picture quality doesn't really degrade. You can get a pretty high frequency response rate out of the computer. You can get some high frames. It's going to be, probably the best for old school nostalgic gaming. Now the cons are, it's kind of a pain in the ass to set up. You have to find a CRT monitor. So you're going to have to use Facebook Marketplace. Don't use eBay, they're super expensive on eBay. I'd suggest Facebook Marketplace or a garage sale, but I've had the most luck on Facebook Marketplace. You can get them for around $20 to $50, and then you just need a VGA to HDMI or VGA to DisplayPort cord to plug into your computer to work. It also helps if you use Calibrate This Display. It's an app within Windows where you can kind of tweak the gamma and everything. So if you don't like tweaking and setting things up and tinkering, an old school setup like this might not be the best, but if you don't mind those things, I think you can have a lot of fun using an old school CRT with a 4:3 aspect ratio for playing World of Warcraft. It's a vibe. And then handheld. So I think handheld is going to be the best for casual gameplay. You pick it up, you can put it down. If you live a busy life, if you don't have a lot of time on your hands, handheld is going to be probably the best option. The nice thing with World of Warcraft is it runs really well on low spec rigs, so the handhelds actually take it really well. I've been playing on my Legion Go with console port using SteamOS. The setup, there's tons of guides out there, it's not too hard, but I think the console port add-on really elevates the experience. And I've done quite a bit of questing. I play all of my retail on a handheld device. The one button rotation thing, while it is controversial, it's super handy for handheld gaming. So I think handheld gaming is good for just kind of casual play. You're not too serious. I probably wouldn't do a raid or a battleground with a handheld unless you're like super comfortable with it, just because you're not going to have that same range of motion as you would with a keyboard and mouse. And then I think the cons are definitely the battery, the fact that it is a lower spec, and you have a smaller screen. So you're not going to be seeing as much. It's designed for casual play. You're not going to do anything too crazy, other than leveling and kind of just doing the basics. I'd save all the pretty hardcore gameplay for a keyboard and mouse, but that's up to you. You can play however you want. So I'd like everyone to comment what you play down below, what you think is your best setup. I've been really digging the old school setup lately, but modern and handheld are both really awesome options too. I like to bounce between the two, but the majority is going to be CRT for now. So yeah, comment below, let me know what you liked, what you play on, what you think is the best. Kind of a cop-out, but I don't think there is a best way to play. It's really player preference and how you like to play the game. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching to the end, and yeah, have a great day. Bye.